Hello, my name is Doug Bowman. I'm from Virginia Tech, and I did this work along with my colleagues and students in the Center for Human-Computer Interaction. I'm going to be presenting our paper, BuildAR, a proof of concept prototype of intelligent augmented reality in construction. So as you all know, building construction is a highly dynamic and complex domain. There are many things going on at construction sites, and changes are always happening. Not only that, there are many concurrent teams and companies working on the same site. And each of those teams is producing critical information updates almost daily in the form of things like change orders. But these updates don't always make it onto all platforms because the teams are using disparate digital systems that don't always talk to one another. So information access is a huge problem in the construction domain. And mistakes due to information access can be extremely costly in terms of time, money, and even physical injury. So we need access to information like schedule, building plans and drawings in 3D models. Now, of course, augmented reality has been used in the past for the construction domain, both in handheld and head-worn prototypes. But our review of this work showed that most of the projects are using a one-size-fits-all user interface approach. But we would argue that because of the dynamic nature of the construction worksite, we really need to have a context-aware user interface that can adapt to different situations. So that's where the concept of intelligent AR comes in. Intelligent AR is just a convergence of artificial intelligence and augmented reality. And we believe that AI can provide the necessary context awareness through detecting context from sensors, as well as other information sources like a database. And that context can include the information about the environment, the work site, but also the work or task that's being done, and even the worker themselves. And then context can be used to predict what information a worker needs and when they need it and how it should be presented so that the user experience can adapt to the situation. So we wanted to show this in our prototype of BuildAR. We wanted to prototype the user experience, especially around information access and also safety. We assume that a lot of technology already exists in the form of integrated construction databases and computer vision and machine learning algorithms. But for our prototype, we simply used a Wizard of Oz approach to show these intelligent features at work. So here's the BuildAR prototype. We're using a HoloLens 2. And the intelligent AR system, first of all, recognizes who the worker is. Therefore, it knows what tasks have been assigned to that worker, and it can describe the task as well as talk about what materials are needed for the task and even where those materials are located. So the user is guided to that location so that the materials can be gathered. Next, we show that the intelligent AR system can detect a safety hazard. So in this case, there's a hole in the floor, and that warning can be presented to the worker as they navigate to the location where they're going to do the task. As they get to that location, the system then, of course, still knows what their task is and can display the steps involved in that task. And that information about the task step can be placed wherever the worker wants. And as I fast forward a little bit here, we can see that the system also displays a 3D model that explains visually how the task is to be performed. Next, as the user completes that first step, the system intelligently detects that the step is accurately completed and can display step 2 along with its associated 3D model. And then finally, as step 2 is completed and the system detects that, the system can explain to the worker that the entire task has been completed. All right, so this allowed us to explore what this user experience of intelligent AR should be like, but of course there's much research that still needs to be done to realize this vision. There's of course computer vision, machine learning research that needs to be done to underpin this work in real systems. We want to look at additional context cues, especially those associated with the worker, such as mental workload, fatigue, and experience level. And we need to run lots of UX studies to understand how, where, and when to present information to workers so that the experience is most effective. And finally, we want to apply this concept of intelligent AR to other domains besides construction. So thank you very much. I appreciate your listening, and I'm happy to answer your questions.